Tretek, have you used LRTimelapse before? Let me know in the comments. In my previous video, I showed you how to use LRTimelapse and DaVinci Resolve together. Now lately, in the comments, I'm seeing quite a few people talk about how maybe they will only use DaVinci Resolve and they don't need LRTimelapse. And I understand that, because DaVinci Resolve not only does some deflickering, but it also takes over a lot of functionalities of other pieces of software that cost you a monthly or a yearly fee. DaVinci Resolve Studio costs £255 once, and then you have it for pretty much the rest of your life. That is absolutely fantastic. Now, the purpose of this video is to explain to you why I, as a professional time-lapse photographer, will always have LRTimelapse on my computer. And I think at the end of this video, you're going to agree with me. Here is a flickering time-lapse sequence. I shot it purposefully to flicker using my 6D Mark II and that Fullography Unleashed device. It's the same sequence I used in my previous video, but as you can see straight out of camera, it looks like absolute trash. The time-lapse's worst nightmare. Shockingly bad. Terrible times. Terrible time-lapse. Now here's the brightness curve that you see in LRTimelapse when you load the sequence. It's all over the shop. This going up and down, they should be smooth. It is easy to see visually from this graph that there is a ton of flickering. Truly a perfect stress test for two pieces of software to see which one is better at deflickering. I've gone and deflickered this using LRTimelapse by itself and DaVinci Resolve Studio by itself. And this is the brightness curve of the result coming out of LRTimelapse. No flickering, as you can see. I'm about to show you the video, but here is the brightness curve coming out of DaVinci Resolve Studio, where I did 3 rounds of deflickering using the time-lapse deflicker as well as the color stabilizer effect that I've talked about in a previous video as well. Quite a lot of effort went into making this as good as possible, and it's good, as you can see on screen. Like, this is a good end result. If your standards are low. I am obviously a professional time-lapser, have been that for quite a while, and I am striving always to achieve the highest possible quality. Here is the sequence that came out of LRTimelapse. Absolutely flawless, totally perfect, not a flicker or exposure jump or bump to be seen anywhere. So it's easy to see which one is better. Now, LRTimelapse is niche software. It is designed specifically to level and ramp, to deflicker and ramp your time-lapses by a time-lapse photographer made for other time-lapse photographers. I'm sure Gunther will be in the comments down below checking out this video, because it is a bit of a hot topic. But if you are like me or like other professionals, I do believe that there will always be a place for LRTimelapse on your computer, because it is perfect at what it does. It allows you to achieve perfect results, which I think we should all be striving for. And so, comparing the results from these two pieces of software next to each other, I think it's easy to see why I, as a professional time-lapse photographer, will always have a copy of LRTimelapse on my computer, because it's so damn good. Now, if you buy LRTimelapse via my referral link, you support this channel, which is great because I'm making a lot of free content on here. You can also support the channel by becoming a channel membership, which costs $1 a month. You get a cool badge next to your name and you get exclusive videos. You can also buy my time-lapse courses, which is the main way I support this channel, and sign up to the newsletter to stay up to date with fun raffles where I give away cameras and microphones and motion control kit and all that fun stuff for like £2.50 tickets each. It's fun raffle times. Thanks for being here. Appreciate your support. Any questions, comments, or video suggestions, drop them down below. May the clouds forever be in your favor, and I'll see you on the next video. Bye bye, buy my course.